Hey everybody, this is Joshua with Amputee Blade Runners. I'm joined by a lot of wonderful people. First, I will go with the gentleman immediately to my right and let him introduce himself.
Yes, my name is Ryan Fan, and I'm one of the co-founders of Amputee Blade Runners and also the clinical director of Reform Prosthetics in Savannah, Georgia.
And Denzel, you're next up on the screen.
Okay. I'm Denzel Brinson. I'm an athlete new to running. I just got granted a prosthesis by MFJ Move for Jenn and ABR, you guys. So that's me.
All right. And you already referenced Move for Jenn. So who is this Jenn person?
I'm Jenn Andrews. It's nice to meet everybody. I obviously know everyone on this call already. I am a sarcoma survivor, two-time sarcoma survivor. I'm an amputee, and I'm also one of the co-founders for Move for Jenn Foundation.
All right.
I'm a survivor too, actually. Osteosarcoma, and I lost my leg above the knee on my left leg also. So I'm a survivor. 10 years.
All right. And we've, last but not least, we've got Mike. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. Most of you I've met before. Jenn, nice to see you in person. My name's Mike Painter. I'm from New York. I am also a sarcoma survivor. I lost my right leg above the knee to sarcoma in March of 2020. And had the good fortune to be introduced to all of you and traveled to Georgia and met Ryan and his team. And thanks to the ABR and Move for Jenn, I was able to come back to New York with a running blade and some new sockets, and love to talk about it.
Yeah, great. So Mike, tell us how you're in upstate New York. You went to Savannah for this, and how'd you find out about this opportunity?
After my amputation, I went through some physical therapy through the hospital, Albany Medical Center. And after I kind of reached my peak with my physical therapy, I reached out to my physical therapist and said, hey, I really feel like I can still get some benefit out of maybe some personal training. Do you know anyone? And independently, they both referred me to Daryl Partridge with Leg Up on Fitness here in the Capital Region in New York. I started seeing him and actually did a Spartan race with him in November. And he actually brought up this opportunity to me and said, hey, you should reach out to the Amputee Blade Runners Association. These people that I've worked with in the past, they may be able to help you. And that's when I reached out to you folks and went through the application process. And it was during that time that I also reached out to Move for Jenn and went through the application process with her. Did I answer that question all the way?
Yeah, that is great. Yeah, and Jenn, I'll let you give a little bit of background on Move for Jenn, and we can talk about the collaboration on that too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we launched, I can't even talk, sorry. We launched Move for Jenn Foundation in 2018. I lost my lower right leg to a rare form of sarcoma after battling it twice. And I quickly learned that active wear prosthetics are not covered by insurance. And I left my first prosthetic appointment feeling so upset, angry, and just frustrated, thinking about all of the people who weren't being active because of the financial burden. And so within 2 months, my husband and I launched Move for Jenn Foundation to help bridge that gap, to help sarcoma survivors become active again without the financial burden, kind of bridging the gap between what insurance doesn't really cover but should. And so I personally was a patient, or a great recipient, I should say, of ABR. I learned about ABR probably a year and a half after I lost my leg. We were partnering actually together on a grant for the first time, and I had been in 11 test sockets in 8 weeks. And when I went to ABR, I quickly learned the value in what they had to offer, not only as a partner for Move for Jen, but what you can deliver to your patients. And from that moment on, after receiving my own care there, it was a no-brainer going forward to try to collaborate and help as many people together as we can. So obviously our missions are a little bit different in that we are very niche and that we only focus on sarcoma survivors, but that's the beauty, is that when we have applicants like Mike and like Denzel, we can come together and help people and stretch our dollars further and also offer the best top-notch care possible.
Yeah, I love it. So Ryan, I'll let you talk a little bit about what it was like with Mike in town.
Oh, well, that's easy. Mike was a pleasure to work with. Definitely came prepared to do whatever we asked him to do and was willing to put in the work. So honestly, it was a lot easier working with him than I anticipated. Our biggest challenges really were fabrication limitations of just sizing a plastic or something like that. But no, we got him in on a Saturday, casted him by Sunday afternoon. We had already gotten to our second test fitting and pretty much dialed the fit in. He did what most won't do, and that's walked in a very rigid, uncomfortable socket for about 4 or 5 hours to really help me determine if any further adjustments were necessary. So, kudos to you for, enduring that torture. And then, once we got him set up in his running prosthesis, even though it was a much different type of system to utilize and try to learn how to stabilize yourself and what the appropriate functions are to utilize the knee and the foot equipment. I think what I found the most rewarding was even when he fell, he jumped back up very quick, didn't seem to waver in any of his further or future attempts in using the prosthesis, and just you could see confidence building as he continued to learn what not to do. So I think you personally made my job a little bit easier, so I appreciate that. And I hope that it was also equally beneficial for you.
Absolutely. Just can I talk a little bit about the process for me on my side? So I traveled down from New York on a Thursday night and got there on a Friday evening, and Saturday in Savannah, Georgia. Saturday came over and met with Ryan and his team, and ABR was good enough to connect me with Denzel ahead of time, and he was kind enough to take the time to come over and on Saturday and meet with me. And having seen some of the things that he was capable of before I even came down there through some of the videos through Move for Jen. I can remember my wife watching these videos and saying, "Is that what you're going to be able to do?" And just thinking, I hope so. But it was very inspiring, Denzel, what you've been able to accomplish with what you got. And I was very hopeful that this was going to be the answer that I was looking for. And it's not to talk down about the groups that I've seen up here in New York, but I just always felt better out there, that there was going to be a better fit for me. So very happy to have this opportunity. And I've said this before, this was the first socket I've had, and this is my fifth or sixth socket, that when I put it on, I just had a level of comfort that I hadn't had before. And there wasn't really, the sockets I've had before, the different varieties of sockets I've had before, there's always been that break-in period where you need a month or two, it's baby steps. And right away, I knew that this socket was going to change the way I'd be able to walk. And just as an example, Monday this week, it's easy to go there to Savannah and test it out, and the same thing to test it out in a clinical environment in an office. But for me, it was coming home and going to the places where I know, where I walk, where I run on a regular basis, and I know the terrain, and I know exactly how it felt before in those certain places. And just going over to the college campus next door on a lunch break the other day and walking, it almost felt as if the socket and the prosthetic were doing the walking for me, almost effortless. And the ability, my capabilities now going up and down hills and up and down stairs, it's really phenomenal, the difference between this socket and this setup and the socket that I had before. So I am very grateful for that. And I have yet to reach the point with physical activity where I've had to stop because of pain in my socket. And that I have never had before. Granted, I'm not pushing it to the extremes yet because I'm still getting used to this socket, but even a mile, 2 miles, walking is not a problem with no pain, no after effects. As far as the running blade goes, I still, there's a learning curve there and I still have a ways to go, but I did a 1.5 mile interval running the other day. And again, no pain in the socket, and just the feeling of that spring loaded effect of running with a blade is compared to my everyday walking prosthetic. It's a great feeling. And I don't remember the last time I've been able, even with 2 legs, I've been able to comfortably run the way I can run now. So I am very thankful to all of you for the opportunity you gave me and what you did, because I really feel this is life-changing, and I have goals now that I think I can attain as far as being able to run, and my doctor having a 5K, and maybe hopefully being able to come down and Jenn, do your 5K, which I believe is in December. So I am very thankful for that to all of you. And I know that I have some work to do, that it's not going to be something that's overnight, but I also know that it's not my socket and my prosthetic that's holding me back now. It's just, now it's on me to get out there and make those advancements that I know I can make.
One of the things that I love about all of this is just the community coming together from all
Are you
over
all still there?
the US. Yep, we're still good. So we've got, I'm based out of Tennessee. Jenn is in North Carolina. You're in New York. Denzel and Ryan both in Georgia, and all coming together. And I think the goal will be, can we, and each of you have paid it forward in a different way, and we've got one more opportunity to pay it forward. And we're going to take the opportunity to leverage the gift from Move for Jenn, and we're going to put that with a matching fund opportunity for the big payback, which is a 24-hour giving opportunity starting on May 4th this year. So in about 3 weeks, and 24 hours running after that. And our goal will be to get every dollar that Move for Jenn is given to us. We're going to get the community to match that, so that we can tell more stories like this and help more people reimagine what's possible, not just in sports, but in life.
That's right.
I love that. And one other thing I would just love to say, I knew that the 2 of you connected, but I didn't know it was in person. So that gets me even more excited, because obviously Denzel is a fan favorite of literally, after the race, my entire family and our team, and obviously just the Move for Jenn community. So that's the beauty too of this. And to piggyback on what you were saying about community, we don't work in a way that we just give a grant and then it's done. If you receive a grant from Move for Jenn, if you receive a grant from ABR, it's pretty much a commitment for life to be supported. And I think when you join this group, whether you're volunteering or whether you are receiving a grant, there are ways that you can roll up your sleeves and really do more. And Denzel really is a walking testament to that. I mean, even he's come to Charlotte for our events, and he was there at 6 a.m. rolling up his sleeves to help. And not everybody does that, but just the fact that you were able to connect with somebody that ABR and Move for Jenn both helped, and has continued to find ways to give back through both of our organizations. I just love that he was able to be a direct mentor for you. So I think that's tremendous.
I would like to even add to that, separate from ABR as well as Move for Jenn, Denzel did me a favor, and he spoke to a patient of my individual clinic who was similar in age and struggling. So I think that is a testament to his willingness to give back, such as we do. So it is much appreciated.
Agreed.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate the time, and everyone stay tuned for more great stories.